We're back. What up, you guys? It's your tall guy. Back in the daily vlogs with today's conversation is after hours events, specifically Disneyland, because they're the ones who usually host them. Now, I had a terrible experience. I'll take back terrible. Just a semi bad experience at Star Wars Night. Um, we'll get into Star Wars Night in just a bit, but just to backtrack where my experience with after hours events started was back in 2019 when I was introduced to Rachel, my girlfriend. Um, she loved Disneyland. I was starting to fall in love with Disneyland, and once I found out about their after hours event, I was like, all right, cool. This seems something I could enjoy. A little bit pricey, but from what it looks like, maybe worth it. My very first after hours event was the Oogie Boogie Bash experience. I was never introduced to the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. Rachel, on the other hand, was. She raved about it. She loved that event so much. I could see why. It's freaking Disneyland closed off for you for Halloween. That seems kind of fun within itself. Now, Oogie Boogie Bash. Excuse me, I'm kind of sick right now. I don't know what's going on in the air. I know a few people that have gotten sick, but I'm getting better. I know a few people that. No. Backtracking. Oogie Boogie Bash. First attended. It was great. I remember we dressed up. We even got a whole Disneyland hotel reservation to stay and enjoy the after hours event, which is nice. But we cosplayed as President Loki, and she was. I forgot the female Loki's name. She was her. It was good. We went 2 years in a row. That's how much I really enjoyed Oogie Boogie Bash. And I was hoping Disneyland would announce that, hey, you know what? We're bringing Halloween back to Disneyland Park. I was going to be sold on it, Keep having my money. But up to this day, up to this year, it's still been at DCA. And they necessarily don't refresh the character meet and greets all too much. They're at a trend at this point where maybe we get 2 new villains introduced to Oogie Boogie Bash, which is okay. But I'm at the point where I kind of know the formula and what to expect at these events. And that's what kind of kills it for me. Just knowing what the formula is, and I know I'm not going to really get my money's worth out of it. So after Oogie Boogie Bash, we started doing Star Wars Night. I'm a big Star Wars guy. I love the movies. I love the films. All that good stuff. Characters. The Clone Wars. Are you guys in love with the Clone Wars series? Because I am. But Star Wars Night was great. When they first, you know what? I don't know when they got first introduced, but I just know I attended one in I want to say it was 2022 when I first attended Star Wars Night, and just seeing a lot of the people cosplay, character interactions, the fireworks shows, I was blown away. I thought this was a really great experience and would recommend it to others. After that, though, I attended Star Wars Night the year after, and no fireworks show. A few new characters here and there. Lines were atrocious to meet these characters, and it was a hard sell at this point. So I'm at the point of my life where some may say I'm after dark out, because that's what Disneyland calls these after hours events, after dark hour events. And unfortunately, all these events just kind of just all feel the same at some point in time. Whether you go to 90s night, throwback night, Pride night, Star Wars night. They even tried doing a Christmas one, which actually seemed kind of nice because they brought the Muppets to the event, but took them away a year later. I don't know. I just feel like they don't listen to their community enough to understand what we like. What really kills these events is, as I mentioned, is the lines. The lines to meet these characters are so bad. And I remember when they first it wasn't too long ago, I think it was 2020 3 is when they brought Anakin Skywalker to Star Wars Night. Finally, I don't know what takes them so long to bring some of these original characters back. You know, of course we get Darth Vader, Palpatine, and all of them, but like, finally you bring Anakin Skywalker and Queen Amidala together as a main character. But that line was crazy. Like, if you didn't rope drop or you just didn't do your research to meet these characters, you just weren't gonna see them all night. This is just how it is, and that's just unfortunate. Now, let's get to my experience too this past Star Wars Night. It was me and Rachel and 2 of my other friends that went. I couldn't walk. I was in a wheelchair. Shout out to Rachel for pushing me in a wheelchair because, as I mentioned in my last vlog, at the time my knee was still pretty bad. It's actually a lot better now, but I was in a wheelchair and, you know, being pushed around. We got there early, like 5 o'clock. Lines to get into design. Long, you know, but it's okay. It wasn't cutting into our event time, which started at 9 p.m. So going into this, I kind of knew already what to expect. I didn't think I was going to be too blown away, but pretty sad though that there weren't any new characters involved this year, which I was like, what are we doing, guys? Like, could we bring Obi-Wan Kenobi to the scene? I don't know. They're rehashing characters from past events. But we get there, we check in, and it just bugs me that the fact that they say the event starts at 9, but you could check in as early as, 5 o'clock to get extra time in. In a way, you're not getting extra time in, you're just enjoying normal Disneyland hours with mixed in guests. But it is what it is. We got to do Rise of the Resistance, which is great. Everything was working on that ride. But after the ride started is when the shit show started. literally, that's just to put into simpler terms for you guys. So I really wanted to see the Skywalker Saga projection show that they had going on in Star Wars Land, and that was just my main thing. I just wanted to watch the show because everything else I've already seen in a way. I haven't seen the show. It wasn't exclusive to the event, but I just wanted to see it. Stayed about 45 minutes to get a good spot. Long behold, Disneyland couldn't put on a projection show. I don't know why. I guess the winds were too high above, but look, I'm not a projection expert. They started playing the projection, but no audio. Someone just didn't want to flip on the audio, and maybe like 2 minutes into the show, they just stopped everything and said that the show was going to be canceled. And the worst part about it is that there was only 2 shows throughout the night. Why are there only 2 shows for a 10-minute projection show throughout the whole night? Like, you're telling me I have to either watch the 9 o'clock show or the 12:30 show during this event, and I'm only guaranteed from 9 to 1, you know? So realistically, you got to be camping out for the show. I mean, you really don't, but if you want a decent spot for the show, you got to be camping out. At least 30 to 45 minutes of your event time is spent there just waiting for the show. So that show got canceled. After that show, they did the same lightsaber showcase where everyone turn on your lightsabers moment. That was neat to always see. After that, crowds disperse into the event, and the rest of the night gets going. Now, what just bugs me the most is, just going around Disneyland. It's why I remember when I first attended Star Wars Night, the picture moments that they had, the stepping into the scene moments were really immersive, and I was like, it's so embarrassing that just knowing that like people pay for this is just like, oh my god, why? Like, why are you doing this to us? We used to have really immersive photo spots, and now they're literally just postcard photo ops, and I don't understand, like, why are they playing, like, if I'll flip in a picture just to show you guys or something, but it's just so annoying that we're just getting cardboard cutout photo spots, postcard picture spots for these, for something. These tickets cost $179, just about, give or take. And like, this is what we're offered. And on top of that, there was no fireworks this year, which is crazy. No projection show, no fireworks show. Wild. um, they've steered away from the long lines of meeting these characters. They're more kind of just drive-bys. You just kind of go, wave hi, maybe get a quick selfie, but that's about it, which is great. You know, no one likes long lines, but you don't get. But we also lose that special interaction with the character that you probably waited in line for. Unless you dressed up really nice, then different story. They'll probably give you a little bit more extra time with you. But aside from that, they had Anakin, Padme, Luke, Han, the droids. Don't know why they put the awesome villains way up above Star Traders where you could barely see them, where you gotta use your camera 3 times zoom to get a good shot of them. It's beyond me. Food is actually pretty decent, I give them that, but we bought the Yoda beignets. I don't know what it is about Disneyland beignets. They never hit. Why are they so hollow? Look, I never had a genuine New Orleans beignet. It's on my bucket list one day. I might like to go out there and try one, but it's a sad donut. This is the only way to put it. But anyway, aside from that, the food was actually kind of good for the most part. But I just remember walking around the park, and these DJ spots that Disneyland has, just they don't make sense to me. I don't know, like, why am I hearing Bad Bunny on Main Street trying to get to, I don't know, Star Wars Night at a Star Wars Night event? I guess it's for the vibes, but I didn't pay for Bad Bunny in a way. Look, it's just me, and it's just wild. I appreciate the projections on the castle; that's always great, but I just, if you don't do your research on your phone, that's another thing too. There's just so many topics of conversation about Disneyland. You gotta be on your phone a lot to just know where things are happening or where these characters are popping up. It's just the name of the game. The only thing I looked at my phone for was show times for the projection show. Aside from that, walking around the park, we just kind of spotted characters, but I never actually got to see the Ewoks. I never saw Mandalorian, Ahsoka Tano, the Cantina band that's supposed to be on the Rivers of America. I didn't see them. I saw another DJ spot on Tom Sawyer Island, and I thought, obviously I didn't do my research to see if the Cantina band was still around, but I thought they got replaced by the DJ, this random DJ band that's on Tom Sawyer's Island that's not playing Star Wars music, and I was kind of disappointed, but apparently the Cantina band was there. I just didn't stroll by at the right time, so my fault, I guess, But to top things off, finally, I wanted to redeem myself going to the 12:30 showing of the projection show at Star Wars Land. And 12:30 came, still no show. It was 12:40, still no show. 12:45. I'm like, dude, this event ends in like 15 minutes. I'm tired. Can we just please put on the projection show? And nothing. And this is what happens. Let me show you guys. It's pretty funny. Oh, hold on, technical issues.
Oh my god. No way. People are just running to Falcon now. Dude, this. No way. This is all I wanted to see today. Oh, it's a rough day out here for sure.
Yep. Sorry about that, everyone. That's all you can really say, man. It's just everyone was just booing, and at that point we were like, shit, we only got 10 minutes left. We gotta do something. Let's run over the Falcon. That's why I was laughing. I was just like, bro, like, people never run to Millennium Falcon Smuggler Run at this point until they get a new layover, and I you see people just running over to the ride because no one runs to that ride. I was pretty upset. It's like, wow, wasted my time again for nothing. At that point, just take me home. I don't want to do Star Wars Night again. At this point, I don't know what can convince me to go back to an after hours event at Disneyland, you know? And it's scary just because, you know, during Sweethearts Night, that's a rainy season. If you get rained on during Sweethearts Night, there's no refunds for you. You got to stick it out through the event. And it's just the name of the game you play. You know, they sell these tickets months in advance. You don't know what the weather's going to be. It could have rained at Star Wars Night, and it could have changed my vibe a lot, you know. But you can't get me to go to Oogie Boogie Bash. You can't get me to go to Star Wars Night again. It's just not gonna happen unless they maybe bring the Halloween event back to Disneyland. Maybe, but right now this shit sucks. I'm sorry, it is what it is. I just can't stand behind it now. FanFest nights, definitely looking forward to that. We'll be there opening day, April 25th. So excited for Universal to be doing something like this, first of its kind after hours event, and I hope it's successful. I hope it's refreshing, and I don't know, I just know it's gonna be a good time, dude. Come on, from 7 p.m. to 2 a.m., $80 a ticket. blows Disneyland out of the water already. But anyway, guys, let me know how you feel about after hours event at Disneyland. If you ever attended one, let me know in the comment section down below. What do we want to talk about next? Just let me know. I'll be happy to talk with y'all in the chat, in the next video, in the next daily vlog. Have a good day, everybody. Goodbye.